To the Batmobile. Let's go.
Atomic batteries to power. Turbines to speed.
Roger. Ready to move out.
Alrighty then. Basement Boy Banner, episode 103, if you're counting, and we are. I'm Thor, that's Brian. Mm-hmm. And for once in the first, 6, 7 weeks, 8 weeks, 12 weeks, in a long fucking time, we got some actual news to talk about. We got a lot of actual news.
Oh, yeah.
Lots of nerd news. Fresh. Certified fresh. Fuck Rotten Tomatoes nerd news.
Oh, jeez.
No, I didn't mean that. That was just, I'm just being mean. But let's dive right into this, right? Head first.
Oh, yeah.
Right into the balls.
Oh, my God.
Deadpool 2. So, woke up this morning, and to my delight and surprise, there was a Deadpool 2 trailer. Why they didn't do anything surrounding the Super Bowl and they waited till 2 days after the Super Bowl is confusing.
Cost.
Yeah, costs, and I guess they don't need to. I mean, look how much buzz it got. Now, that's all anybody talked about today was this trailer. Mm-hmm. You know, Solo got its run a couple days ago. All the other mud we'll get into a couple days ago, and now we got a day to breathe.
Right,
and then bam, Deadpool on that ass.
I mean, if you knew, okay, we definitely cannot afford a Super Bowl ad. When do we drop it? This would be the time to do it.
It's true. That's true. I mean, what's funny is, it almost seemed like they did, because on Ryan Reynolds' Instagram account this morning, that's how I first saw it, was like a 45-second teaser. Mm-hmm. It was literally all the way up to the part where it shows Cable with the green arm, and they do the DC pun or the DC joke, which is one of my favorite parts of the whole trailer. But let's jump, like I said, balls first into this trailer.
You're not going to CG out my mustache this episode, are you?
That takes way too much work, and would never put that much effort into anything. Deadpool 2 trailer, though, dropped, and it said watch the full thing online. So I went online, tried to find it. It wasn't on YouTube yet, so I had to go to Facebook to find it. So the first time I watched it was on Facebook. And then I watched it about 15 times after that, subsequently. And then I told him to watch it 4 hours later. And you watched it.
Yes, I did. So much hate.
There's a lot, obviously, that I liked about this trailer. This is a very good trailer. It was funny, like it should be. It showed you everything it needed to, with the exception of Colossus. Colossus wasn't in the trailer.
Yeah.
Technically, he was in the international trailer.
Oh, really?
There's one shot of Deadpool hugging Colossus and cupping his butt.
Oh my God.
In the international trailer, it's literally 1 second, because the international trailer is 2 minutes and 11 seconds, and the regular trailer was 2 minutes and 3 seconds. So it was literally 8 seconds longer, and there were just a couple extra shots in it, but nothing substantial.
I don't think I watched the international one then.
Well, I didn't tell you to, because I just watched it just to see, and literally the only thing that mattered was the shot of Colossus.
I wonder why they cut that out of the.
Well, it was also not a Red Band trailer, because the one they dropped was a Red Band trailer that had swearing in it and stuff. The international trailer didn't have any cursing. That's the one thing I did notice. It was different when he's playing with the toys. So it starts off with Colossus. See, now I did my brain wrong. It starts off with Cable laying on the ground. He opens his glowing eye, talking about he was born into war and pain and all this dark crap, and it shows a dystopian future. And then it shows him stepping out of a room, and then he's got a green arm. So it's literally the CGI covering. And record skip, and then you hear Deadpool's voice. And it's what the hell, Dan? We're not even done with the editing. It's we have to edit a mustache off somebody. It's straight dig at DC. So then they cut out, and it's Deadpool playing with toys, and he has a Cable toy, and then he has himself dressed up as Woody, which I thought was a great touch because the whole Disney Fox thing. Right. Not only is Disney maybe getting all the Fox properties and their characters back, but they better hope they're getting the Deadpool marketing agency and the marketing department for Deadpool, because that is the best marketing department on the planet right now when it comes to internet marketing, viral marketing, and movie marketing. So he's playing with the toys, saying a bunch of funny stuff, which then that's when the balls things come in. He's like, don't bite, or something like that. And then it goes back to the trailer, and that's when you see the DMC, which is definitely, I've heard speculation, it might be the Department of Mutant Control. What the hell else would it stand for? Because it looks like it's in the future. It says DMC. It's all on their shields. It's what? Detroit Mutant something, I don't know.
Nothing.
Care
nothing,
team?
Nothing else would
Detroit
make
Mutant
sense.
Care Team? Like, no, that's not it. I was trying to think of something that started with C.
Something
Whatever.
that was funny, but
I couldn't grasp it. So it's Department of Mutant Control, obviously. Obviously. Then you see Cable kicking some ass. Then you get to see like Domino, Miranda Baccarin. They show TJ Miller. And then I also love when Deadpool and Blind Al pull the guns.
Yeah.
And hers is like pointed over his arm and he just points it back at Cable. Then Cable drops that line. He's like, that's some, what's that? Lazy writing. He makes the lazy writing joke. And then they show the title. The one shot, though, that is a little bit interesting is the shot when they're in the plane and you see Deadpool, you see Domino, and you see two other people. Right? Well, neither one of the guys is Cable. Like, if you freeze frame it, one of them's like a black guy who kind of looks like Terry Crews, and some people are maybe speculating it could be Bishop, which you know what Bishop is, right? He also is like a time traveling person.
Okay, yeah.
Very predominant in like the '90s cartoons, and he's been in a couple iterations of the films.
Yep.
And then they said the other person in that the speculation is that it could be he's got a star over his eye. And it's a really like generic name that goes with it's like Starshot or something like
Stardust?
that. No, it's not Stardust. It's something else. Somebody just drop it in the comment section below. But yeah, so that's the most interesting shot I think for me. The rest of it's all wonderful and it's all badass. And let's go May 18th. So we got May 4th, Infinity War, May 18th, Deadpool 2, and then May 28th, I want to say, no, it could be the 28th, Memorial Day weekend, whatever day that is, Solo.
Isn't Black
Star Wars
Panther
star.
like this weekend or
Black
something?
Panther's next Friday. So it's Wednesday the 7th right now, technically, for like another hour. So it'll technically be a week from tomorrow, the 15th.
Holy cow.
The day after the day after Valentine's Day. So screw taking your girl out to dinner or buying her anything. Get her some Deadpool tickets and some Black Panther tickets and say we're going to Black Panther tomorrow night, baby. Me and then Black Panther in 2 months. Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day.
But you love the trailer, right? Or you
course.
absolutely hated it?
No, it was great.
No, Brian hated it. He's lying to all
Honestly,
of you.
Cable was my favorite part to that whole trailer.
Thanos. Think about this now. In the month of May, Thanos and Cable, and I don't know if Sicario 2 comes out around that time too, but Josh Brolin's on a mega roll right now.
Oh yeah.
It's gonna be like the Josh Brolin month in May. So no, I love that trailer. It was a nice little hump day treat. Because today's Wednesday.
Right. No, I hear you.
You don't laugh at my amazing DMC joke, but you laugh at that stupid little pun?
Well, yeah.
Jesus.
Like your DMC joke was worth laughing at.
No, it wasn't. It took me way too long to come up with.
And wasn't clever.
Well, I could have written the joke beforehand, but I don't
You
do that.
should've.
I like to shoot from the hip. I like to give it to you organically. There's not a lot of pre-planning that goes on here. We set up a camera. We set up this
Says
table.
the guy who's got like a
and we
full
shoot.
page of
I just write
stuff.
down things we need to talk about. I don't actually put like things that we say or like write scripts or jokes. This is a rough outline. And then all the goodness just comes from our organic, melding of the list. I don't know. I'm just making up words at this point. But let's rewind this now a couple days. I'm gonna go backwards in time through this episode. So we'll start with Deadpool that dropped today. Let's go back to Solo, a Star Wars story trailer, the full trailer that dropped on Monday during Good Morning America. And then we'll reverse one more day to other things. But the full Solo trailer, little teaser dropped it dropped on Sunday. I saw it online. I heard it was on TV during some event or something, but I give a shit less.
Someone's salty.
Shut up, Brian. But Solo, the full trailer, I didn't love it. I decided I didn't hate it. I didn't love it. I struggle to say I liked it.
Really?
It was middle of the road for me. The actual trailer.
Really?
There were some things I liked. Like I like in the beginning where he's talking about, he's been running scams on the street since he was 10. The part where he mentions that he was kicked out of flight academy for having like his own mind. I hated the line of I'm gonna be the best pilot in the galaxy or something like that. Or I'm gonna be a pilot, best one in the galaxy. I didn't need that. You know what I mean? Like, I don't need that obvious foreshadowing. We know he's a great pilot. You know what I mean? I don't know.
So he can't aspire to be a great pilot because he's going to be a great pilot?
He can, but it's just, I don't need stuff that, on the nose. It was just a cheesy line. Though maybe it was the delivery. Whatever. What I did like, Lando looking Lando-ish.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Never hear him speak, which I think is a good thing.
Really?
Yeah, because I think you don't want him to steal too much too early. I think he's going to steal most of the scenes he's in that movie anyways.
Yeah.
So, like, just show us a little bit. I mean, him in the black jacket,
I would have liked a line out of him.
I think he did get one thing. He, like, said something.
But that's what I mean.
Ship.
Like, he said something. You can't even remember what it was.
That's true. I did. I mean, there are parts I liked. I mean, I heard some people complaining that Star Wars relies too much on the iconic Star Wars imagery, like the TIE fighters, the Millennium Falcon. But honestly, it's Star Wars. If it doesn't have TIE fighters and Millennium Falcons and spaceships and Wookiees and stuff like that, then I'm watching a different fucking movie. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get you can't lean on the imagery, and they do that to a certain extent right now, but you have to have that imagery to connect it in your brain.
Well, and it's like you built a universe. You can't be like, well, they built a universe where all of the bad guys use this same model of ship, but like 20 years ago, like we really shouldn't be using the same ships. Like,
this is during the in between the prequel era and the original trilogy era, like right where they've been playing a lot in. I mean, this is where they're doing everything at this point. That's why, with what we're going to get into later, the Rian Johnson trilogy, what was announced that we'll talk about later, I think we're going to be moving far outside of this timeline.
Right.
Actually, the trilogy timelines at all. Prequel, original, even the new trilogy. I think we're going to move away from all of it for maybe 9 films. Or 6 films for sure. You know what I'm saying? Maybe more. Maybe 6 to 8 films. It'll be interesting to see what they do, but we'll get into that later. So, the last thing I did like about this trailer was the last shot. After the Solo thing popped up, and he's like, it's all right, we're good. And he's kind of all cocky, and then they're like, Han, and he's got a dip around the tentacle monster.
He said, I thought we were in trouble there. I love that part.
It's fine.
That's my favorent part of the whole trailer, dude.
Mine too. I enjoyed that part. That, and maybe when they were on the beach and you saw him like putting his hand on his gun, which we assume was him, and it was like almost like a Western standoff type thing. That was a good shot too. But for that, other than that, I really wasn't that impressed with a lot of the trailer. Seeing Daenerys, or Emily Clark is her real name, the chick from Game of Thrones, she didn't really do much for me. Now she has a line in there like, I know what you really are. And he's like, what's that? And I hope to God, there's two things I've heard, and neither one I want. Number one, first thing I heard was, what if I know what you are, a hero? And I was like, God, no. God, no. Shoot me now. If that's the writing, just kill me. That's more lazy writing than at the end of the Deadpool 2 trailer. The other thing I heard was, I know what you really are. What's that? A scoundrel. Oh, no. Even worse. I don't even know how that's worse than a hero. Like, I don't know.
I hope it's scoundrel.
I hope it's neither. I hope it's, I don't know. I just don't like the line at all. I hope the line's not in the trailer. I really hope it's one of those things where almost nothing in that trailer actually makes the movie. Like, literally, they took like some of the old footage they had from the Lord and Miller thing. I did like, that's in the trailer from the day before, so I won't talk about that yet. But yeah, no, there was another image I really liked. Let's screw it. You know what? I'm gonna run an audible here. Let's just pull the both Solo trailers together. So then the day before, they showed a Solo trailer announcing the other Solo trailer, but it was like 45 seconds, and it was completely different. And it was a lot of different shots than the actual like minute and 45-second trailer. So the first trailer actually starts off with him interviewing getting interviewed by an Imperial officer asking what branch he wants to join, this, that, and the third. And that's also, I think, where he says he's going to be the best, pilot in the galaxy. I still hate that line. But I like kind of how the second trailer tied in that he ends up quitting it. Because that's definitely, like, Legends stuff. Like, that was in, like, his origin written in, like, Legends. That was kind of it. Like, he joined the Imperial Academy and then got thrown out. And they're going with that route, which I like. But in that first trailer, that's where you got Lando in the black jacket, which I love. The black coat would just... Whew, that was a good look. And then in that one, you had the Star Destroyer coming through the smoke.
Oh, yeah.
The ring of smoke, and then the Star Destroyer. And I love that image. That image right there for me, that was tits, you know? And then I don't know, it just, again, with that one, I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it. It was like the end, like, what's your name? And then he, like, lifts his head up, but there's, like, a bunch of lines over it. Like, you're looking through a blinds almost. And he doesn't say anything, and then Solo pops up, and I was just like, no, God. He didn't even talk. But that was a teaser.
I'm so psyched for it.
Wow.
I like
drinking that Kool-Aid, aren't you?
Oh, yeah. Hook it up, dude.
And Star Wars Kool-Aid tastes good.
I'm going to stop you right there.
That's fine.
So I'm the one who's drinking Kool-Aid, guy who's joining everyone who's recently found it in fashion to hate on Star Wars?
I'm not hating on Star Wars. I'm just saying this one didn't, like, I wasn't, like, overjoyed with it. Like, the Deadpool, I was overjoyed with the Deadpool trailer. Right. I wasn't overjoyed with this trailer. I liked it. I liked it. I did. I liked it. I liked parts of it. There were other parts that I didn't like, and this movie still scares me. It's not a movie I needed. It's not a movie I wanted. I think
you're getting too in your own head.
I'm super excited about the Rian Johnson thing. Like, I liked Last Jedi. I loved Last Jedi. I thought Last Jedi was an excellent movie. Like, I'll argue anybody who says it wasn't. Like, I don't even care. I argue with my girlfriend all the time. She does not like that movie, and she's seen it once, by the way, and I've seen it like 4 times, and I thoroughly enjoy that movie. And we argue quite a bit about that actual aspect. But I'm not excited for the Solo thing. I'm excited for the Rian Johnson trilogy. I'm excited for JJ wrapping up episode 9. And I'm excited for the other piece of news that we got this week with the Game of Thrones guys doing a series of Star Wars movies. So the 2 dudes who run Game of Thrones, I don't know their names, but they're 2 dudes. They, like, started the actual TV series, which was super funny. So after this was announced, the internet went crazy saying that, like, they really haven't done anything. Game of Thrones is trash. Like, it was good when it was part of the books, but ever since they went away from that, it's been nothing special. Really, wasn't the last Game of Thrones that was just on touted as, like, one of the best seasons ever, and everyone lost their minds because the ice dragon and stuff?
People are, like, always...
shut the fuck up.
This is what I'm saying.
I love that we're in such a time where it's so fashionable to, like, just shit on things. Like, if it's liked by other people, like, you gotta shit on it to be cool.
Well, and it's like
different.
Oh,
and I'm not doing that with the Solo trailer. That's what I'm trying to say. Like,
right.
I like the Solo trailer. I'm just not, like, all in on this movie.
I'm totally in,
you know
dude.
I
This
mean?
is exactly my speed. We got smugglers, we got scoundrels, we got Lando, dude.
The bad guy looked kind of cool. I was kind of hoping for a Boba Fett. I'm still hoping Boba shows up at some point.
This guy's over here like, oh, you know, like, didn't tickle my fancy, but why don't you, saying the word scoundrel's boring, but let's shoehorn Boba in here and make this a good movie.
Okay, think about when he hears Boba Fett's name on the skitter on Tatooine when he's about to be thrown in the Snarl pit, and he's like, you can tell there was, like, they had met before. There had been some prior dealing. So if you're gonna tie, like, a Jabba, like, there should be that stuff in there.
Well, and I don't disagree,
that was the
but making
interactions.
him
Those
the
were the
main
interactions
villain.
he had prior to where we meet him.
But making him the main villain instead
I
of
didn't
just
say he needed to be the main villain.
But you said, the villain looks cool, but I would have rather had Boba.
We don't even know if that's the main villain.
Right.
Like, who knows? I mean, there's a lot
he
of
makes
unanswered
better
questions.
like a muscle, kind of like
this was also a teaser trailer. This wasn't a the train part in the first trailer, the double-sided train, and then you see Han fighting the bad guy on the train. That seemed pretty cool. Like, I'm telling you, like, there were shots I really liked. There was some stuff I didn't care for. It's all right. That's the thing. It doesn't have to be great or awful. Like, that's another thing that's been pissing me off lately about the internet and just comment sections and people in general. It's like everything has to be fucking amazing and groundbreaking and new and making its own path and being this, or it's just trash. Right. Well, no, there's a middle ground, people. Like, things can be okay. They can, like, lean on tropes from the past while do something new. And it doesn't have to be, like, your favorite thing ever or the worst thing on the fucking planet. It can just be, like, it's mediocre. And that's not what that's what I'm saying. It was right in the middle of the road. Like, it wasn't awful. It wasn't the best thing I've ever seen. It was cool. Like, great. Let's roll.
I think it looks sick.
Solo, whatever.
I'm way more excited than I thought I was going to be.
See, I want to be. It's close. It's coming close, but I just that month. It's like, what am I really more excited for? Deadpool 2, watching that like 5 different times. Avengers Infinity War, watching that like a handful of times.
That's like a bad attitude to have on it, because you could realistically watch them all 50 times, and it really wouldn't. I mean, you have the ability.
I will watch them all like 50 plus times.
Exactly. You don't
probably
have to
in the
pick
next
one.
2 years.
You're making it sound like I'm asking you for
I'm going to see
fish or steak when you got both.
I'm going to see all of it. Some of the shit we talk about from the trailers that dropped on Sunday during that sporting event or whatever. That like
Would
some
you
of
just
that
get over
pieces
it?
of garbage I won't see. No, I won't get over it, and you can shut the hell up. So let's move into the trailers that dropped online on Sunday that have nothing to do with anything else. We got a bunch. We got a handful, and let's just pile them into one giant pile. We got Skyscraper, or is the new title, I'm calling it Rock Hard. Because it just looks like Die Hard with the rock in it. Jurassic World 2, or as I'm calling that, Trash.
Oh.
And also Jurassic Park 2 ripoff. And then we got Mission Impossible 6, which looks legit. I don't think I've seen the last Mission Impossible. Rogue Nation. Ghost Protocol is really cool. Rogue Nation I heard was good, but I didn't see it.
Guess how many Mission Impossible movies I've seen?
0?
Oh, yeah.
This is the one franchise that's been getting better as it's been progressing. Yeah. The first one was pretty decent way back in the day. Then you go through a stretch of like 2 or 3 that are meh. But then it's been like gaining in quality. Everyone I watch, I don't see them in the theaters because it's not one that I'm like rushing to the theaters to see.
Well, Fast and the Furious did the same sort of thing, right?
Kinda. But as soon as I see it on Netflix or as soon as I see it on streaming or on demand or something on cable, I'll watch them. And I'm like, damn, that was a really good movie. I should have went and saw that in theater. But it's not something that's like front of mind. I don't know why. Maybe it's because I'm not a huge Tom Cruise guy because this isn't 1986 and it's not a Top Gun movie. But what did you like out of those 3? Out of Mission Impossible, Rock Hard, and Jurassic Sucks?
So, I mean, realistically, I liked, out of which trailer I liked the best, I'm going to say Rock Hard. But if I had to say which movie am I most likely to see?
Jurassic World 2.
Jurassic World 2.
That's a sad indictment upon you. I've actually, the other thing we'll get to is Cloverfield Paradox. But we'll get to that because I want to talk about that in a little bit more length. That's why we're piling these 3 together. Skyscraper or Rock Hard look cool. I mean, it did look like Die Hard with the Rock, and then his CGI jumping across the building versus Tom Cruise jumping across the building where Tom Cruise actually broke his ankle.
Right.
And if you've seen the actual footage, he snaps his ankle and then gets up and keeps running. Like, I don't know if that dude's on like, crack cocaine or some sort of like performance enhancing drugs, but literally snaps his ankle, gets up and keeps going in the shot. That's legit. I'm really disinterested in. Really, I probably won't see any of them, to be honest.
Really?
Maybe Jurassic World 2. But honestly, when I saw the Jurassic World 2 trailer, it was actually during a, like an ad plays before a YouTube video.
Yeah.
That's how I saw the Jurassic World 2 trailer the first time. I actually didn't even click on it. And I saw like the raptor in the bedroom.
I thought that shot was sweet.
And then when you're like, oh wait, so they're only going to be on the island's going to be exploding for like the first third of the movie,
right?
Then they're going to get the dinosaurs back to land. Right. We haven't done this before.
And then they're going to genetically modify him and make soldiers.
And then he brings Blue home as like a pet to his brother's house, and his brother's kids are there. Like, I don't understand. I don't want to. It looks bad,
dude.
It looks really bad,
but not like bad in like a boring way. Bad in like a, oh boy, I'm ready for this. I'm ready for this roller coaster, dude.
Maybe.
Hook the seatbelt and let's get rolling.
I don't know. I'm not with it. I'm not with Jurassic Park 2, Fallen Kingdom, or Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom.
Dude,
whatever the hell
I'm
this
all
stupid
about
movie's
it.
called. I'm not with it. I'm just not with it.
So with it.
Maybe I'm just getting cynical in my old age.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess actually of the 3, I don't know. MI6. Avengers had a cool spot. It was 30 seconds, but it was all like new footage. They do make it seem like there's groups though.
Right.
You got like the Wakanda crew, you got the New York crew, you got the space crew, and then I have a feeling the majority of the movie, these 3 crews are going to be separated.
Right.
And then they're going to come together at the end. so everyone's going to be together come the fourth one.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Or who knows? Who knows? I'm still terrified of this movie that's got too many characters, and it's just going to be trash.
Well, and maybe
not trash. I'm being super negative.
Ultimately, maybe they don't all get together just for the sake of your exact worry. You know what I mean? That way, no one's stealing anyone's spotlight. You just delegate them to the three crews,
right?
And maybe leads into why they were able to beat Thanos a little bit more.
Well, and Thanos number one shouldn't lose in this. Thanos should win this movie.
Right.
Like Thanos has to actually triumph over all three groups. I think what's going to happen, if I had to venture a guess, is Thanos is going to come to Earth and he's going to go to each group, beat the crap out of each group, get an Infinity Stone or two from each group,
right?
Take off to maybe go get the last stone,
right.
Or you know what I mean, have to do something else, which will make him step away. So he'll end the movie with everyone pretty much beaten and downtrodden, maybe get a minor victory.
Right.
And then they'll all have to come together.
Hopefully they don't get any victory, because that would really hype up the next one. If they were just
they're gonna have to have some level of victory, but they're gonna get mostly destroyed. I hope it's a Thanos. Here's what I hope. I hope it's really a Thanos movie,
right.
And your heroes are more the ancillary characters. But I don't know how you make that happen with 60-some characters. I don't know. It just scares me. I am so pumped for Black Panther in a week. Dude. I can't even tell you how excited I am for this movie. And I have a feeling it's probably going to be a better movie than anything I saw this week. With the exception of Deadpool 2. No, because Deadpool 2 is going to be a law of diminishing returns. It's going to be compared to the first one, so it'll never be. You know what I'm saying? Black Panther, this is going to be the first time. I mean, we saw him in Civil War, but this is his first movie.
I was thinking
I have a feeling
about
this
it.
Might be my favorite.
I don't think Deadpool 2 is
going
to disappoint as much as.
I don't think it's going to disappoint.
But you know what I mean? I feel like that law of diminishing returns, especially with comedy movies, really needs to hit
Comedies are a super hard sequel to hit. How many comedy sequels are good?
Well, that's usually because they're not good.
But that's what I'm saying. How many comedy? Even the best comedies, Caddyshack, one of the all-time great comedies. The sequel that is trash.
Right. Well,
you know what I mean. Actually, look at almost all the best comedies of all time that they've tried to make sequels for. Trash. Name one. Well, we're not going into this debate, but either way, that's maybe a video for a different time. Comedy sequels are trash. Deadpool 2, I'm not worried about being low quality. I'm just saying it's not of all the movies, Black Panther's the one I'm this is going to be amazing. And everything I'm hearing about it is almost, I'm trying to temper my expectations because it's 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. And I know what I said about Rotten Tomatoes earlier in the video, and I stand by that. But it's just, it's weird. It's weird that I'm so excited for this movie. And I got Avengers. I literally got a toy dream of a child coming to life here in a couple weeks, and I'm really trepidatious going into it. You know what I mean? Same with Solo. I'm trepidatious about going into. But I don't know. We'll see. I liked all the trailers. I'm going to say I had a fun time. I mean, I think all in all, it's 10, 12 minutes in trailers. Do yourself a favor and go watch them all online if you haven't already. And, especially all of them. I was going to say especially something, but I couldn't pick. I mean, there's really nothing you want to skip. Go watch it all. It's all good. And even if you don't, go watch Rock Hard and Jurassic Suck. And, real quick. Not quick. This is going to take some time. So during the Super Bowl, they dropped a trailer for the Cloverfield Paradox.
You said its name.
What? Cloverfield Paradox?
No.
What?
The Super Bowl.
Damn it. Damn it. Fuck. So Cloverfield Paradox. They dropped a trailer. And they said after the sporting event, you can watch the movie on Netflix. This movie at one point was called God Particle. It was supposed to come out later this year from Paramount in the theaters. There was rumors that Netflix bought it, but they didn't really confirm it until they dropped that trailer. And they're like, yeah, we have it, and you can watch it tonight. And I was like, well, all right. I mean, I saw the first Cloverfield, and I saw 10 Cloverfield Lane. Not a huge fan of it, but I saw it. It was cool. And I was like, well, this looks pretty interesting. Did you watch the trailer?
I did.
The trailer's crazy, right? The trailer looks pretty interesting. And it's kind of the trailer sells you on the reason why the Cloverfield monster showed up, Like this story explains why this is all happening. Okay.
Can I be honest with you
Yes,
here for
sir.
a second? I'd say this is probably the worst trailer I watched.
Oh yeah, probably. I mean, and we'll
The
get
least
in, we'll get in,
exciting.
and I'll get into this. Well, are you a big Cloverfield person though?
I won't say yes,
I
but
mean,
I didn't.
Almost every movie we saw was a tentpole movie. I mean,
Right.
you look at all, even Rock Hard, it had The Rock in it. So like
Right.
anything with The Rock in it is almost a tentpole
Right.
at this point. So you're talking about tentpole movies versus Cloverfield is a cultural.
But see, I watched
it's
the
got its
first one. I
niche.
definitely didn't. I didn't watch
Right.
10 Cloverfield Lane, but I watched the first one, and
that was a decade
really,
ago.
really liked it.
But that was a decade ago.
Okay.
I'm
What
just
does that
saying.
have to change
So your
whether
excitement
you like
level has kind of died over 10 years.
Right.
Especially if you didn't know this was coming out. You know what I mean? And I'm not going to. Okay, so one of us at the table has watched this movie, and we watched it on Sunday night. The other one was told to watch the movie because we were going to talk about it. But what happened?
Told while I was playing board games with my family, like, hey, can you watch this movie you've never heard of real quick?
You just said you've heard of Cloverfield.
Right, but I haven't heard of
Whatever.
this movie.
Whatever. So I watched the movie. He didn't. And I watched it literally Sunday night. Like I got done playing. I was watching movie fights on Screen Junkies, and I was playing Battlefront 2. And I was like, when I got done with that, I went right upstairs and I was like, I'm gonna watch the Cloverfield movie. So I threw on Cloverfield Paradox, watched the whole thing. I'll say this: I can understand why you would say it's like the weakest trailer because is the movie phenomenal? No. No, I can see why the movie studio's like, let's sell it to Netflix because we
Right.
know we're going to make X amount of dollars by just selling it to them instead of risking putting it in the theaters and losing money, right?
Right.
So it's a safe bet. And the quality definitely is like, yeah, okay, I can see that. If I was a studio head and watched this movie, I'd be like, yeah, what's Netflix offering? 30 mil? Well, we got into it, 20? Yeah, sell it to them. You know what I mean? Like we're gonna make 10. We're good there. You know what I mean? Because they wouldn't have made 10 in the theaters. It's a head scratcher. Like that movie makes you think because a lot of weird stuff happens, but they don't really explain exactly why it happens. Spoilers, total spoilers right here too. So the antithesis of this movie is they have a space station up in space.
Obviously.
And it's a particle accelerator. It's called the Shepherd, I think. And
Did they ask about the Reapers?
it's supposed to make unlimited reusable energy. Was that Babylon 5 reference?
No, not even
Oh, all right.
close.
So they're gonna make reusable energy, like unlimited energy for the Earth, because the Earth is 2028, and the Earth is about to they're 10 years from running out of energy, and wars are getting ready to break out, and there's heavy tensions between the Germans and the Russians.
This is what happens when you cancel
and stuff
solar.
like that. So don't even get me started. So they have this. I don't know why I'm holding my hands in a circle. They have this particle accelerator, right? And right in the beginning of the movie, there's a news, a news show with this.
Did they use SpaceX to get it up there?
Probably. So I know I'm doing a really good job at explaining this movie, but there's an interview.
Short.
There's an interview with some guy, and he's like, if they get it going, it's gonna rip a hole in space and demons and all this other stuff. It's heavy foreshadowing, and
You know what that sounds way more like?
What?
And maybe they missed a. God, what was that? Something Horizon or something?
Event Horizon. Horizon.
They totally missed an opportunity going Cloverfield instead of Event Horizon.
So they eventually get the thing to work because it's failed a bunch of times. They've been up there for 2 years. I'm trying to think of this movie. It was days ago. And they get to work and something happens. They can't find Earth. They actually get thrown into another dimension. And there's this new girl on the space station that wasn't part of the team to begin with. It's a very interesting movie. Go watch this movie because I'm not doing a very good job at explaining it whatsoever. The end of the movie, they get back from the other dimension. A lot of shit happens. Pretty much everybody dies except 2 people. They get back from the other dimension. They're coming back down to Earth. And literally, at the end, you literally see a giant Cloverfield monster stick its head up from the clouds. Now, while the whole space thing's going on with the other dimension, there's a story about one of the chick on the spaceship's husband is on Earth, and he runs into this girl, and like something's happening on Earth. They don't show what it is, but it's pretty much like you see a monster moving in the shadows, kind of like Cloverfield. There's buildings that are destroyed, so the monster's down thrashing Earth again. And then he takes the girl and he goes into this bunker, which is like almost connects it to 10 Cloverfield Lane, it feels like. But then he's on the phone at the end with like the space thing, and they're coming back. And he's like, no, tell him not to come back, and it's a really weird part. And that's when they're coming down, and then you see the giant Cloverfield monster. So the whole and that's why I said antithesis is they go into another dimension, and this Shepard particle accelerator ripped the fabric of space and time and like made Cloverfield monster show up in 2008 for Cloverfield, made the Cloverfield monster show up in 2028 in this Earth, and then made aliens show up in 10 Cloverfield Lane Earth, because at the end of 10 Cloverfield Lane they come out of the bunker and there's like aliens. So like in different dimensions it made different crazy bad events happen to people. So it's like, it's the way they can make these movies in whatever time period they want, in whatever Earth they want, and literally have anything happen. And this is the reason it's happening now. Because, and we were talking about this earlier, the viral marketing for like Cloverfield was it came from the ocean, and the drilling company had like done it, and then the Slusho company. There's a whole bunch of very intricate marketing to the Cloverfield actual story. And now it's gotten a little bit silly, and it's not a great movie. Like, it's not like something you're gonna like, that was like one of the best things I've ever seen. But it's suspenseful, and a lot of weird stuff happens. It's got some good humor, and it's worth watching. You know, it's on Netflix, and if you got Netflix, and who doesn't have Netflix, go watch it. If you like Cloverfield stuff, and if you're not interested, don't fucking watch it.
Well, and you know what's crazy when you're talking about that, and the reason I bring up, I guess, the Event Horizon thing.
Yeah. I like that movie.
So a lot of people actually call it basically like a Warhammer 40K movie.
Okay.
Because so the point of that movie is they like go into the void and find like demons, right?
Right.
Well, that's basically Warhammer 40K. The chaos is that's ultimately. Okay. And I mean, this is very similar to the same sort of thing.
Yeah.
We're approaching, and it's like, you know, they're all kind of, you know, They keep touching that. I think they could easily make a movie using the same sort of lore that you use for Warhammer.
Right.
I think you could easily transition that to a movie people would watch.
Well, and they have another Cloverfield 4 coming out called Overlord. That's like the code name for it right now, and it actually comes out, I think, Q3 or Q4 of this year.
Holy cats.
And it's set in World War II time.
Jeez.
Like the night before D-Day. And the army's fighting like supernatural things too. Because that's why they said it could be any. That's why it happened in 2018, 2028.
That's pretty crazy.
You know what I mean? So it's a very interesting premise. And the reason that the particle accelerator did all this, it's very, very interesting. Go watch it. I liked it. I'm not going to sit here and crap on it. Like I said, it's not the best thing ever, but I liked it. I enjoyed myself with it. And I stayed up the whole time. And I was in bed on a Sunday night and watch it from about 10:45 until almost 1 in.
That's
so
like impossible.
It's like an hour and 40-some minutes long. But it's not a horror movie, but a lot of weird stuff happens.
Right.
And just like the way, because the dimension's pretty much killing the other people, because you're not supposed to be in like two dimensions. You know what I mean? And in the dimension that they go into, the space station blew up.
Okay.
And like the space station they were on actually blew up and like crashed to Earth. Because one of the main dudes was like a saboteur, whatever. I'm not gonna, like I said, I already spoiled most of this movie, anyways. But still, go watch it. Let's move on.
Okay.
Jessica Jones dropped a trailer today, and season 2 comes out in March, which is next month. So that's gonna drop real soon. I think I want to say March 8th or 18th.
March is too busy, man.
No, May is too busy. March is good. May is when all these movies come out.
Yeah.
The M months get you confused, I know.
This is start melting.
But yeah, March, Jessica Jones. The Jessica Jones trailer was dope. I liked that a lot. That was actually, because she's going to delve into like how she became Jessica Jones.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it looks dark. And then you get, I can't forget the reporter chick, or not the reporter chick, but the radio talk show chick.
Yeah.
She's going to become like a hero, and she does in the comics, and she has a name that I can't remember.
Really?
So drop that in the comments for me too. But it looked like she's going to be doing that because she was kicking some ass in the trailer. Jessica looks like Jessica. I'm pumped. I'm here for that. I'm super here for that.
You think Purple Man's back, dude?
Maybe. Because you see at the end
Purple light.
that person was and that guy and that person was clapping.
David Tennant, come on, buddy.
Oh, you are just way too excited about that. Don't
Yeah.
smile at me and touch your. Do not smile at me like that while touching your mustache. That's just creepy. I'm not a fan.
Did you like the trailer then?
Yeah, I really liked the trailer.
Oh.
I really liked the trailer. I really enjoyed it. I probably liked it more than I thought I was gonna like it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it was the best movie or it was the best TV trailer I saw all week. It was
Only one I saw all week.
Yeah, me too. That's why I was saying it was the best. I don't know what's the best trailer out of all the ones that we talked about tonight for you.
All of them?
Yeah, every single one.
You shouldn't do that to me because you're probably not going to like the answer.
Solo.
Yeah.
Yeah, Deadpool 2. Tell us yours out of all the trailers we've mentioned.
Although
what
I
was
will
your
say,
favorite?
Deadpool 2 definitely drew my attention more than I expected the Deadpool 2 trailer to.
Solo had to drop that trailer. It was a
Right.
necessity. Like, they had to. I was kind of hoping for a different look. To me, it kind of, going back to Solo, it looked a lot like Rogue One. Like, a lot like Rogue One.
I won't
like
disagree with
that. It felt very much Rogue One-ish. And I don't know that that's kind of the vibe I wanted for that movie. So we'll see. Like I said, we'll see. We talked about the Game of Thrones, Star Wars guys.
Yeah,
we already talked about that. So everyone gets a Star Wars movie.
Everyone.
Maybe me and
you
you'll
get
be
a Star
directing it.
Wars movie.
You know what's funny though is in this I've seen dropped a bunch. So Kathleen Kennedy came out like 5 years ago, or when they got Lucas Films, when Disney got Lucas, and there's like we need more like diversity in directors and stuff. And every director they've gotten from then until now is a white male. It's kind of funny. Like, can't get no women, no minorities, no minority women. Like, just white dudes.
Are there, and this isn't, but are there a lot of them out there?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Jesus.
Hey, I wouldn't have asked the question if I knew the answer, man.
Tons. Ryan Coogler, the director of Black Panther.
Well,
Ava DuVernay. I'm literally just thinking of the two that just came in front of mine. I mean, there's tons out there. The dude who did Thor Ragnarok. Wakiti. I don't even remember his name. There's lots of them.
Oh.
There's lots of minority and female directors out there. The
Well,
chick
they
who
need to get on
did
it,
the chick who
then.
did Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
Patty Jenkins. There's tons out there. There's tons of quality. It's not just the white man who.
Well,
who
and
needs
I'm
the thing.
not saying-
And I'm not saying that they do it on purpose. I mean, it's probably the right fit for the vehicles. And I love that the Game of Thrones dudes are doing a series of movies in the Star Wars universe. I really hope we're getting like Knights of the Old Republic. Not that storyline, but I hope we go back to that time frame.
Right.
Like, let's get a bunch of new characters, and we're not just going to remake that game as much as everybody wants it. And there's like a small group of people. You know what I mean? But I'm cool with that. I'd be cool with that, especially with the Game of Thrones dudes. They know how to tell a good story, regardless of if you think George R. R. Martin did all the heavy lifting for him or not. I mean, like I said earlier, non-consequential. But let's put a bow on this bitch. Gotham by Gaslight.
Oh, yeah.
Batman animated movie dropped on DVD yesterday, Tuesday, the 6th, yesterday. It's been out on streaming for a month and a half, maybe longer. I don't know, a long time. Everything hits streaming like 2 months before it hits physical
crazy,
copy.
man.
And if it wasn't for, I don't know, there's something about the animated movies I need the physical copy.
Right.
Most everything I buy, I need the physical copy. Let's be real. I'm going to be sad the day that DVD dies like CD has finally died.
Yeah.
Best Buy's going to stop selling CDs this year?
What?
Like
Really?
by July. No more CDs in Best Buy.
I'll be honest, though.
They're going to keep vinyl for 2 more
Selection
years.
Selection is not great. Well, that's because vinyl's coming back.
Of course, selection's been whittling down. That's why we've gotten to this point. Look at movie selections. Like, you can't go get like good movie. That's why you can only go get like new stuff when it comes out. There's almost no classic catalogs in stores anymore, or nothing worth a damn. But Gotham by Gaslight. Let's not go into a tangent. Gotham by Gaslight, Batman. It's an Elseworld story. It's based on a graphic novel by the same title. It's Batman in old-timey Gotham, which is still in America. It's not England, but Jack the Ripper is around. Did they actually call him Jack the Ripper?
Yes.
They did call him Jack the Ripper. Okay, I wasn't
They
sure
didn't say. They just called him Jack. I don't think they ever
never
called
said
him
Jack the Ripper.
I don't
Maybe
think
that's
they ever
trademarked.
said Jack the Ripper.
Yeah, the family of Jack the Ripper will sue. They're very litigious.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's Batman pretty much hunting Jack the Ripper in old-timey Gotham, and everybody's there. Ivy is a dancing girl.
And dies almost instantly.
Yeah. Selena Kyle is an actress. Dick, Tim, and Jason Todd are all little orphan children, thieving little orphan children on the street.
Yeah.
Obviously, you get Commissioner Gordon, the chief of police. You get Alfred. You get Hugo Strange was in it. Harvey Dent was there.
Yep.
It was an excellent movie. I was actually surprised at how much I liked this movie. After Batman and Harley Quinn, I was expecting trash.
Ugh.
I literally was. I had my expectations were rock bottom.
Right.
Maybe that's why I enjoyed it as much as I did, because my expectation levels were just way down here. The quality hasn't been great lately. I mean, they're really hit or miss. Ever since Killing Joke, it's been, no.
Are we gonna? I think we shouldn't spoil this one.
No, it's been out for such a long time. I'm not.
No.
It's been streaming for over a month and a half.
It was such a good.
No,
twist.
we have to talk about how much we enjoyed it. We can't just be like, yeah, we have to.
We can say the twist was good.
Spoilers.
Aww.
Nope, spoilers. So what I liked about this is the dialogue actually sounded like people talking, and they actually used certain phrases that would have been back in the day and stuff like that. Other things I liked, Batman having a motorcycle after pretty much everything was horse and buggy. And then at the end, he rolls out a motorcycle with a headlight. It was amazing. And the three kids pushed it off the truck.
Right.
That's what the three kids had on the back. Or not the truck. It wasn't a truck. After the cart.
Yeah,
the horse and buggy. And then he rolls out a motorcycle with a headlight. That was amazing. But then you never. So you see him driving to get to the World's Fair at the end to fight Jack, which. Yeah, it's like your typical Jack the Ripper, almost Sherlock Holmes story, where it's just trying to figure out who he is the whole time, and he's killing women, and it's your literally typical Jack the Ripper story, just with Batman and his crew and that time set. I love the twist. Okay, let's talk about the twist.
Okay.
So the twist of this movie is Jack the Ripper is actually Commissioner Gordon.
Dude.
And during the movie, Commissioner Gordon's having nightmares of Jack the Ripper killing his wife, which is a super, super red herring. It's almost it's trying to throw you off the scent. But then they see at the end of the movie when Batman or Bruce finds his hidden room with all the organs in it and stuff, that Barbara Gordon's face, who Barbara's his wife in this, is all melted by acid.
Right.
And I did not see that one coming. It's gory too. I forget how much gore was in this movie. It wasn't overly gory. Yeah. But there was a lot of blood. There was a lot of getting cut, and the way he carved up Ivy in the beginning, and it was that was kind of gory. I mean, they don't actually show him, but I mean, they show the blood splatter.
But it didn't
and the
feel
pools
pointlessly
of blood.
gory like a lot of the other DC movies. They felt like they were gory, so they could be gory.
And they had some adult language in here, which I liked, but again, it wasn't over the top. It was appropriately placed. And then what I really liked about this was the sneak peek for Suicide Squad: Hell to Pay.
Really? You were.
This
one was awesome.
But that trailer was that I liked that
it wasn't
trailer.
bad, but
the trailer
I was
dropped
way happier about
weeks
the
ago
thing.
when we forgot to talk about it. But the sneak peek I really liked because we got Christian Slater's going to be Deadshot. We got them riding around in an RV. That one looks super bloody.
I think it looks. I'm ready to just. Here comes ananother stinker, man.
I don't know. I think that one could be good, but yeah, this one was excellent. This one was very well done. I can hear it
dropping right into the toilet already.
No, because remember Assault on Arkham is a good movie, and that's the.
What does that have to do with
Squad
anything
one.
that they've been launching lately?
Again, I told you they're not doing the same crew who have been making these movies. I think got booted, and I think they're nope, we're bringing in because after people hated Killing Joke, hated Harley Quinn. Justice League Dark was all right. Judas Contract was not what it could have been.
No.
I think they were all right, we're going to move on to different, to different teams making these movies. And if Gotham by Gaslight's any indication of that, I'm let's go. Because Gotham by Gaslight was phenomenal. It was probably the most well-done DC animated movie since...
God.
Maybe Gods and Monsters? No, not that long ago. There was some. I'd have to look at the wall and see.
List.
But it was extremely well done. These Elseworld stories are great though because they don't have to. I am getting sick of this animation style because it seems like we only have one animation style anymore.
Yeah.
The DC animated movies in the beginning were great because they all had different animation styles. You look at Public Enemies, and then you look at Batman, Superman, Apocalypse, and you look at Justice League New Frontier. They all had a different animation style. Then when they started doing the Paradox, they kind of got one style,
Right.
and most of their movies are in that, and then all the other movies seem to be in the Batman the Animated Series 2018 edition
Right.
style. You know what I mean? Even this seemed like it was like Batman and Harley Quinn animation style, but just this story.
Right.
You know, and I don't like that because Batman Ninja, that animation gets me excited.
Yeah,
and
the craziness.
Ooh, excited. Like, why can't just give me a little more flavor in my
Right.
DC
Something
animated
different.
movies? It's the only thing you do right, DC. Comics and animated movies are the only thing you can do right. So, you know,
Well,
let's stick to that.
that's why they had to switch teams.
That's true. DC is, man, poor DC.
They are floundering,
They
dude.
got slammed by Deadpool in the trailer. I mean, they got this going for them, but no one's going to talk about this.
No.
I mean, we're talking about this, and some hardcores will watch it.
It's good. It's worth watching.
It's definitely worth watching, but are people rushing to get this? And, like, do they even know that it exists?
No.
Exactly. So,
Well, even when I told my girlfriend we were watching, I was like, "Yeah, I'm super excited." She's like, "Okay."
okay.
Like, didn't care.
Yeah, they didn't see the trailers. They didn't know it was coming. Like,
Right.
it's not, you know, it's not marketed all huge either. So it's interesting. I mean, it's interesting that it's, yeah, it's
It's good.
It's good.
You
Check
should
it
see
out.
this one.
Check it out. So watch trailers, watch Batman, watch Cloverfield. Tell us what you think of all of it. Thor and Brian, Basement Banner, episode 103 in the books. Till the next episode or video, like, share, subscribe. Anything else?
Nope.
That. Deuces.
Oh, comment.
If you like what you just saw, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, like our videos, follow us on Twitter and Instagram, and like our Facebook page.